Hi there, this is John Wilkinson again from History Made Easier, and in this presentation I'm looking at analysis in your work. Now I want to say two things in this introduction. First, if I haven't said it before, I want to be clear that all these skills I examine in this series hardly change in your studies. They were needed at IGCSE. They are needed now, and they'll still be needed at university, even if you go on to take a PhD. The other thing I want to say is that by far the most important word in your life as a student, and I think this applies to any subject, is the word explain. In history, it doesn't matter what question you are answering. How something happened, why it happened, what consequences there were, the extent to which something is important. You are explaining, and analysing what happened helps you to do that. So what is analysis? Let's not make it complicated, though it can be. Analysis is the process of breaking a complex question into smaller parts in order to first gain a better understanding of it, but ultimately, for you as a student, to better respond to questions and explain something rather than tell the story or describe it. An analysis puts the question in context and breaks an explanation down into different parts. An essay plan helps you to do this, and it will include different interpretations, and each point is broken down so that it is thoroughly explained, including its significance and including links to other points. The thing is, if your analysis is only okay, you will score better than if you present a really good narrative. So it's always better to analyse. Let me show you some mark schemes that examiners will have received for a couple of past questions. It doesn't matter if you don't study the topics I use. It's the guidance that matters. But you might want to pause the presentation to give you the time you need. In the examples I show, I want you to note the limitations of relying on the story, the narrative, and note that you simply cannot have a structured essay without analysis. For this first slide, though, my message is simple and is clearly shown. If you want top marks, you have to analyse. And just a word or two on in-depth analysis. That means within reason. You are writing a timed essay for an unseen question. You're not writing your PhD just yet. And in this case, evidence is simply whatever examples you choose to make in your argument. Here's another mark scheme for you to look at. I've added it because it also shows the importance of reading the question carefully too. Note the comments on focus, in this case meaning on the quotation, and addressing to what extent. Now in this example I share the examiner's comments for a past question. These are published each year after the exams have been marked to help teachers direct their teaching and advise their students. Again, you'll see that analysis is rewarded much more than a narrative. Now I'm going to continue my presentation, but you might want to hit that pause button. Now, in paper 3, you will get a lot of questions with the instruction to analyse. Well, if you don't analyse when you are instructed to do so, you can't expect to score well. It's as simple as that. And to round things off, here's both the mark scheme and the examiner's comments for a paper 3 question. It clearly shows the importance of an analysis applied to the question. And so again, it shows the need to take care in reading the question. Something that's so important that I will do a separate presentation on this point. In this case, I'll read out the examiner's comments to emphasise just what this presentation is trying to get across to you. But again, you might want to pause. Perhaps the most popular question on the paper. Its standard varied in relation to those who wrote their learned causes and those who analysed the causes and reached a considered verdict on why the war broke out in 1914. And I would add in this question, 1914 was very important to the question. I'm sure this presentation will prove useful for you. Depending on when you first view it, you'll probably come back to it more than once. Don't forget, I may have a tutorial slot available if you are interested in that. If that's the case, just get your parents to get in touch with me at historymadeeasier@gmail.com and we'll see if we can sort something out. I am flexible on what I charge. I want to help more than I want to earn some pocket money. But it will depend on whether I have a slot available. Anyway, let me thank you for listening and wish you the very best of luck with your studies. Remember, if your analysis is only okay, you will score better than if you present a really good narrative. So it's always better to analyse. Cheers.